Okay, so in this video, we are going to be showing how to change front brake pads. So you're going to start by taking off your tire. So I've already broke these loose, so I'm just going to take them off. Alright, now we're just going to pull it off. Pull this out of the way. So now that exposes your front brake rotor and your front brake caliper. So the rotor is the part that spins through the caliper. So this is your rotor. And this big piece, this is your caliper. So your brake pads are inside of your caliper. So when you do new brake pads, you want to pull your caliper first, and then we're going to pull the brake rotor. So in order to pull the brake caliper, there's 2 bolts on the back that will go into a bracket. So I'll move the camera over there so we can see that. And then on the outside, we have this big nut here. So you have to unthread that, and then this, which is sometimes hard to pull off. So you have to either figure out a way to pull super hard, or there's 2 threaded holes right here. If you can find a bolt that can thread into those, you put 1 bolt in each side and you slowly tighten them, and it'll actually pull it away. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna move you back here somewhere. So that, or no, where is it? That bolt there, and then that bolt there. So both of those are going to undo our brake caliper. So we're going to start with that. Most of the time they are a 14 millimeter. So we are going to start with that. So I like to use the deep sockets. So this is a 14 millimeter deep socket, and then this would be a standard 14 socket. So you can see it's a lot shorter. So with the longer one, really all it does for you is it allows you to get out of a certain area so that you can have more room to turn your ratchet. So start with that. Nope, and it looks like it is going to be a 17 on these. Try that real quick, and it fits. So when you're trying to figure out what size a bolt is, you normally want to try to make sure that there's no real shift from the bolt when the socket's on it, so you don't want it to rock back and forth once you put it on. You want it to be solid so that you don't strip it out. So, nope. And those have probably been in there for a long time, especially on my car. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our breaker bar again. So breaker bar just gives you a lot more leverage, allows you to pull, push, whatever you want to call it. Alright, get you to a better spot over here. Oh. There it goes. So that one's now kind of loose. Now we're going to try and get to the top one. And in this case, I need a short extension. So when using an adapter like this, you have your 1/2 inch to 3/8 drive adapter, right? So you have from that size to that size. So you can put you can put the extension on this side and go straight into your socket, but you're more likely to snap your adapter. So I like to leave that together and just use a 1/2 inch extension. And I think I have a short one right here, which will be perfect. So this one here, it's almost a perfect size. It'll just barely get me out of the hole enough so that I can still have leverage, but also be able to reach the bolt. Let's see here. All right, so it seems like we're running into a bolt back here. So what's happening is the head of the bolt is like this, and then we have our socket that's trying to come in. Well, it's hitting on a bolt that's up here, so we can't get it on straight. So that will cause you to strip it. So we want to try and figure out a way to get the right angle on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a swivel and the short socket. So let's see, that back. And so this is a swivel. Basically all it is it's a knuckle with 2 different joints in it, so it allows it to flex this way, but then also this way, so you can turn it like this and still be able to spin it, and it keeps that same angle as you spin. So it just allows you to get into a lot tighter spaces when you need to. So we're gonna see if that works. Oh. And if that doesn't work, we are going to try and stick a box wrench in here and go from the top. So all right, so we got on it. And I just don't have the room back here from the looks of it, so we're just gonna try and get a wrench on it. So that was a 17mm, which happens to be a wrench that I have right on top. So when you're breaking bolts loose, you want to use the closed end. So the closed end is the one that is obviously closed. It's a closed circle like that. So that makes sure that you don't strip anything out that you're not supposed to. And once you get it loose, you can, normally you're able to get it loose that way and then just switch sides, and it makes it a whole lot easier. So I'm going to come over here, give that view. All right, let's see if we can get this here. See if we can get this. So this is a technique that I learned from my dad when I was younger, right? So this is the side that you're using to break the bolt loose, right? So you don't have as much leverage because the wrench is shorter than, say, a breaker bar, right? So if you take a bigger wrench and you take the open end, you can slide it in like that, and then it causes an interlock, which gives you more leverage. Now, we'll see if this one's too long. I'm really hoping not. And it's looking like we might be able to get it. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'm gonna try some other quick things real quick, and I will be back, hopefully with this all off. So